Today we are going to create an image only due to resist line. Perhaps it can be called line graphics. I will show three possibilities. So the piece of silk for painting is already divided into three parts. Here I've dropped resist in my past project. It happens, but there is no need to mind it. We won't be bothered by it. In segment 1, I'm going to paint the background and let it be a gradient of crimson and blue. And the borders can be softened with just water. We don't need a perfect gradient in this case. And second part of our image, I will leave the background white. But in the third, the background will be filled with spots. Same two colors. I'm using dyes, and I think they would work better for this idea than acrylic paints, although it could be tried with paints too. No palette this time, just open clean colors. And to speed up the drying process, I use a hair dryer. Don't worry, luckily the paint didn't bleed. And let the first image be abstract random lines. While you're watching me draw, I would like to say that I value your reactions to my videos. And I would love to know what format of videos you like more, what you like less, what topics you would like to see here. I thank everyone who leaves comments below. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I usually answer all of them. Let the second part be a floral motif. It's probably more comfortable to look at from this angle. As you can see, I don't have a preliminary drawing. I'm drawing as I go. I think it's asking for leaves here. I forgot to tell you that the resist is transparent. That's very important in today's tutorial. Actually, it's written in the title of the video, but I still have to say it. The resist is transparent. And in the third option, I decided to draw a butterfly. By the way, if you know in advance where and what you will draw, the background and the distribution of color in it can be adjusted to your drawing. Now I think it would be better in the place where the butterfly, background color to make one and solid, and around the butterfly another color, and it can be rippled, like this one. I honestly don't know what to draw besides the butterfly. Well, it will be just lines. By the way, the resist I have today is quite liquid, so the line turns out white. The link to the video on how I prepare the resist should appear somewhere here. I think it's pretty boring to draw lines only, so I'll add dots. All three variations up close. And this is how the resist shines when it's not dry. It will take some time to dry. Dyes are the same two colors, but what I'm going to do is to dye the blue part of the background with crimson and the crimson with blue, and then I will have a better view of the resist lines. And it will turn out that around the blue resist I paint crimson, and around the crimson I paint blue. In the end, the background itself will come out all over plus minus purple, though still with variations. But then, when it dries, I'll show you a close-up of it. Basically, it doesn't make much difference which color goes first and which goes second, but mixing blue and crimson we end up with purple. I'm showing you Specifically, what dye I'm dipping my brush in. Look, this circle can even be left unpainted inside. It would be even more interesting. And here around the blue resist, I'm adding more blue, not crimson here, to the background. This will add more variation. I mean, you can play with the color of the resist with the color of the background for a more painterly result. In our second part, the resist has taken on a white color, and let the background be black. This will give an elegant and classic look. Sometimes the quality of the resist is such that there is dye left on it, so I dye bypassing the resist line, trying not to get on it. By the way, any colored silk can work for this type of graphic image. I mean that you yourself can paint a single color background or take already colored silk. I tried to make the resist line wider to make my idea more obvious, but in this case I have to admit that for a more elegant and neat result, a thin resist line would have been better. Unfortunately, sometimes the right ideas come already after having painted the silk, but you already know about it, and you will take my mistake into account if you paint silk in this way. What color do you think I will cover the background with this time? And it will be orange. Again, pure open color right out of the cup. And look, the background turns out brown for the most part. Somewhere it goes into greenish tones, somewhere it goes into more reds. That's where it hits the crimson background. But it's still a warm color, and the resist lines are a pretty cool color. And this contrast on the warm-cold scale gives such a lively play and expressiveness to the lines. And somewhere these lines are a little bit like droning in tonality. Somewhere they come forward. And again I see my mistake. It's better to think over the drawing in advance. Under the butterfly, I should have left dark blue in quite a solid color. And then the butterfly itself would have been solid too. But now it's getting a bit lost among this rippled background. Sure, I could add some black color, but honestly it doesn't really help much. I hope that you will consider my experience and you will not make such mistakes. But in general, I like the scheme very much. The only thing is that under the butterfly, I should have made the background solid. I promised when the first version dried to show it closer. The background here is painted crimson, here dark blue, and here light blue. And even this resist blob is out of the way here. Anyway, I'm curious how you got the play with transparent resist. And please post in the comments below